Jeff, as a promoter, just a sidebar, just fun question from Conrad from Huntsville. As a promoter, now I'm asking as a promoter, would you consider your best talent the one that draws the most money or the one that has the best matches? I'm just asking. I'm just trying to understand.
I think Dave from South San Antonio put you up to this question.
No, I got eat up last week on Twitter. Eat up.
No, you didn't.
Oh yeah,
How did I miss this? Because you
dude,
know
it's got a million impressions right now. I think where I said, "Hey guys, there's a lot of talk these days about who the best in the world is. This ain't baseball. There aren't objective stats like stolen bases and hits and home runs. The only objective stat we have in wrestling is revenue created. So the best wrestler in the world is the one who creates the most revenue. Now, that said, from a business perspective, and of course, I got hit over the head with what about art? Art is not objective, art's subjective. But I'm wondering, as a promoter, are the dollars subjective? Would you rather have great matches or would you rather have great revenue? I'm just curious.
you're just curious. Well, you're asking me what time it is. Let me tell you how to build a watch.
Yes, sir.
Conrad, I said just a few minutes ago, it's funny how things evolve. And I'll just say, as time goes on, Kevin Sullivan came from a generation like my father. Handsome Jimmy Valiant sold out building after building after building.
So did Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I was going to say on and on and on. And I don't think there was ever one promoter when Hulk came through the curtain said, "Dadgum, Hulk, your punches were really bad tonight." I mean, you know, yes, I get all that, but I missed that whole Twitter beef. You know, I heard.
No, I'm just curious. I'd like for you to go on the record. If you were a promoter, would you rather have a guy who puts on the best matches or the guy who draws the? He's going to have the best match or he's going to have the best gate.
I can go. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to tell you how to build a watch. I'm going to tell you what time it is. I can go downtown Nashville right now and find. I'm not kidding you. The best guitar player or one of the best in the world, drummer, bass, rhythm, all of them. And they'll all tell you, every one of them, that everybody that Taylor Swift has on tour with them, they're better than them. And they can find a lead singer that's playing Tootsies or the stage or wherever it is. They're going to be a better singer than Taylor. But at the end of the day, who is the best, not country, who is the best musical artist in the world today? There's not even a close second.
It's Taylor Swift.
It's Otete. She is. Yeah. So, Conrad, to be very succinct, I want the man who creates, or woman who creates the most revenue. That is the best wrestler.
Said differently, to me, it becomes a popularity contest. Taylor's the most popular musician. Therefore, more people are willing to go see her do that thing. And I would even go out on a limb and suggest, if you're the best in the world at what you do, but no one comes to see you, maybe you ain't so good. Because if you were good, people might actually vote with their wallets and pay to see you. And I know that hurts feelings. I'm not saying I don't love their art. Taylor Swift's not my favorite artist. I don't have one Taylor Swift song on my iPhone. Not one. Well, I'd have one, and it's JArrett because Tony Khan's a coward. But outside of that, that's it. But even I have to acknowledge, and of course, a bunch of smartasses said, well, Avatar is the best movie of all time. Correct. It is the most commercially successful. Now, if we're going to say wrestling as an art form, okay, that's tomato, tomato, but we'll never agree. My favorite wrestler won't be your favorite wrestler. Therefore, it's subjective. But if we're going to use an objective metric here, we can do that in baseball. Like if somebody says, well, Peyton Manning's the best quarterback in football history, the best of all time, there are at least stats to support or argue against that. But we don't really have that in wrestling outside of quarter hour ratings, merch sales, gate records. That's all we've got. Those are the only objective metrics. It can't just be, well, this guy gave it 5 stars and that guy gave it 5 stars, so therefore it's the best. Those are two dudes' opinion. What do the masses say? and the masses vote with their wallet, in my opinion.
Well said. And here's where it gets. I saw something on Twitter this weekend. Why isn't professional wrestling in the Olympics? Because gymnastics is art. They got
breakdancing is.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so I kind of like. I'd love to go to the Olympics and compete for a gold medal, because that's what it's turned into. But here, even another layer down, Conrad, in that, is it the singer or the songwriter?
Right.
Austin, take McMahon out of his story. No disrespect to Stone Cold and all the merch sales. I'm not sure he could have had the success he had without the evil character of Mr. McMahon, who I will say had been built on TV since WrestleMania 1. It didn't just happen in the Survivor Series.
Yes.
That character had been built and been built and been built and been built. Everybody knew he's the boss. It was still look back on that story. It's fascinating. The other thing, as Conrad, the more episodes we do this, and you're probably way down that line, and you touched on it just a second ago to bring it back to Kev, is that, hey, Diesel didn't draw this, that, blah, blah,
5 moves of doom. He only had 5, 6 if you count the hair flip.
Well, guess what? The steroid era, or the golden era, the steroid era, if you took out, we'll call it the new generation era, you're not jumping from the steroid era to attitude era. You're just not. I look at the we'll call it the TNA days, where the industry was at, coming off of the attitude era and the competition failing and the TV climate and the pay-per-view climate and the technology, pre-social media, then early social media. Not saying we picked it, life dealt us that hand, but the early days of TNA was a downtime in this industry. And so a lot of the negative connotations, I think, that go, specifically kind of this whole episode we're going to talk about. It was not the easiest times for TNA, but man, the building blocks of just kind of growing the brand. But it's fun to reminisce. But I'm saying, your point was best wrestler, best matches. And man, so many things that go into that best wrestler. The creative, the timing, the platform, the opponents. Healthy discussion, pal.
SaveWithConrad.com.
My name is Doug Gustafson, and we are from Columbus, Ohio. First learned of Conrad through his podcast network. I'm a big 83 Weeks fan. Probably got into a little bit more credit card debt than what we wanted to during the course of the pandemic. We wanted to get rid of some of that. My wife and I had luckily bought the house many years ago and had quite a bit of equity built up in it. We are looking to actually redo our bathroom, things around the house that we wanted to do with the other equity that we have left over. We've been talking about refinancing forever, and I finally just took the plunge and called the number, got a hold of him, and from start to finish, it was just fantastic. I had Diane within the day. The communication with her was fantastic. The process moved quicker than I could have ever hoped. My name's Doug Gustafson from Columbus, Ohio. I ended up saving $800 a month with Save with Conrad, and am able to also update our bathroom.
NMLS number 2129, Equal Housing Lender.
SaveWithConrad.com.